How's it going, boys? Johnny Superb Man here, and the Gongshow, our elite club team, has fallen apart. It is no more. I've been getting messages from you guys saying, Johnny, I tried searching your club online, but I couldn't find it. Well, guys, the reason is because the Gongshow no longer exists. We had a falling out. I got kicked off the team. Can you believe that? Now, during this video, I'll let you guys know exactly what happened. I'll go into detail, but I'm also going to show you guys a little bit of a scouting video here. Now, listen, this is not the official scouting video, so stop sending me messages saying, Johnny, I want to join your team. I'm going to put up a video in the future letting you guys know exactly what you have to do. I repeat, this is not the scouting video. This is more of a rant and a scouting video helping you guys to know what I'm looking for in a player. But this is not the official scouting video, okay? So I'm going to have footage in the background of my ex-teammate Fuller, who's making mistakes all the time, okay? Now, what I mean by scouting video before is you can use this footage to see plays that I don't want. If you're this kind of player making the same mistakes that I'm showing in this video, you're going to have to change if you want to scout, if you want to try out for our team, okay? Now, I'll go back all the way to the beginning to tell you guys all the details on how I got kicked out of the club. Now, we all first met in 2011. NHL 2011. Me, Domsky, and Prey have all been playing since 2009, but Jay Starr and Chad Fuller, they are related, and we met them in 2011. Now, Chad's very good. He's a very good player. He knows how to deke out computer defensemen, and in NHL 11, he knew how to do that toe drag deke, that 3-9 deke, or that 9-3 deke. You guys know what I'm talking about very well. So I wasn't in a position to start saying, hey, maybe you should change this, maybe you should change that, because he was getting goals every single game. And we weren't playing 5v5 hockey in 2011 as much because we met these guys towards the end, and you guys all know how it was in the end of 2011. No one wanted to play anymore. Everyone wasn't getting on at the same time, so we were primarily playing 2v2 and 3v3, and he was very good at that. I mean, a lot of players were very good at that. I think that was a big problem in NHL 11. Because that inside-outside glitch deke was so easy, a lot of players thought that they were very good. And I mean, they were very good if they were playing 2v2 or 3v3, but the second, and I mean the second, you play a team who has a decent defender, you can't do that deke anymore. And then what else do you have? A lot of players, their whole game centered around that rush deke. And as soon as you take that away, they got nothing else, okay? And that's kind of the problem I had with Chad. In NHL 11, there was nothing wrong. I mean, he knew how to do those dekes, all that good stuff, fine. But as soon as we made the jump to 2012, everyone started getting on. We started playing 5v5, 6v6. And yeah, he was still trying the dekes. And for every good deke that Chad does, there's about 5 or 6, even 7 turnovers that he has that me and Domsky or Johnstar have to bail him out. I only show you guys the highlights. All those highlights of the day, that's all highlights. I don't show you guys any turnovers, right? But there are so many turnovers that this guy makes. It's unbelievable. So when NHL 12 started up, I started saying, hey, man, maybe you shouldn't try that. He loves doing that one-handed windmill deke, and it does work. Don't get me wrong. But for every one that he gets right, he turns it over, as I said, 5, 6, 7 times. And even if he does get it right, then he tries to force a cross creaser, which also gets intercepted. I'm the kind of player who I like to set up offense, all that good stuff, because I'm a defender. I don't like playing defense for a team who's not going to play defense for me. So I started voicing my opinion a little bit, saying, hey, maybe we should start dumping it in, or maybe, try passing it, stop attacking the middle so much. And the thing about Chad is I think he's 16 or 17 years old, but he's very immature. He acts like he's 15, 14, you know what I mean? Like, anytime I pointed out something, he would always have a rebuttal. He'd always have something to say. And he would get, I don't know how to say it, he'd become a smart ass almost. Like, I would say, okay, maybe we should start dumping it. You've had 6 turnovers and it's the end of the first period. Maybe just dump it in. And he would get all huffy and puffy and turn his mic off and all that good stuff. And then throughout the rest of the game, he would just start being a smart ass. And for example, we'd be on a 2-on-1 and he'd dump it in. Just to rub it in my face, just to say, hey, I dumped it in, I did what you want to say. And then he would also say, like, when I say stop deking, he'd be like, well, you got to take what they give you. And I'm thinking to myself, yeah, that's obvious, that's easy to say, but actions speak louder than words. It's easy to say, oh yeah, we got to do what they give us out there, but if you just keep turning the puck over, I mean, I could care less what you're saying. I want to see what you're doing out there, okay? Now, if you guys remember in the old scouting video that I had before I joined this team, I said that I was looking for someone who was at least 18, 19 years old, but it wasn't a black and white rule. Now, the reason I wanted an 18, 19-year-old wasn't because I don't like little kids. It's nothing like that. It's just because For the majority, again, I'm not saying everybody, but the majority of people who are 17, 18, or younger, they're just immature. They can't take direction. And what happened in our last game, I'll tell you guys what happened. In our last game that we had before I got kicked out, we lost 2-1 in overtime, and it was a 3v3 game. After the first and second period, we had 2 shots on net. 2 shots on net, okay? I'm playing defense, and Chad's playing offense. 2 shots on net. Okay, we lose in overtime, okay? After the game, I say to Chad, I said, nice, you had 14 turnovers. The next thing I see on my screen is you have been kicked off the club. So I'm trying to say, hey, listen, we lost that game and you're turning it over. And what does he do? He kicks me off the club because he doesn't want to hear it. Okay? That's what I mean by I'm looking for someone who's mature. That is an act of an immature little child, which I understand. I mean, I was a little immature child, a little brat one time as well. But here's the difference. Pray for Eyes, our right winger, he's older than me, and we've been playing since 2009. We've had arguments before. We've gone at it like cats and dogs, but there's always been a respect level, okay? He's never kicked me off the club. I've never kicked him off the club. We haven't sworn at each other in a derogatory way. None of that stuff, okay? We don't get angry at each other where we try to piss each other. It's none of that high school drama crap, okay? We say what we have to say, and then when we're done arguing, we get over it. And guess what? We're a better team because of it. But the second you ask Chad Fuller to change his game style just a little bit, he gets immature, gets whiny, gets bitchy, starts complaining, and that's what I'm not looking for. I'm not looking for a little child, okay? I mean, in NHL 11, I hated what they did because people who did those deeks, as I said before, they thought they were the best in the world. And it wasn't really their fault for thinking that. It was more EA Sports' fault because it was way too easy. It really was. But thing is, guys, if you guys learn a glitch and you center your whole game on that glitch, it's only going to last for 12 months. The next game is going to come out and you're going to have to learn all over again. Whereas if you learn how to position yourself, if you learn how to pass it, and if you learn how to play defense, that will always stay with you, okay? Yeah, there's little minor adjustments, but I can pass it accurately with the saucer pass, all right? I can make a tape-to-tape 2-line pass with the saucer pass, the manual pass. Fuller can't make a pass that isn't a cross crease. It's as simple as that. He can't make an accurate pass going forward or backwards. He'll miss. That's just because he's not used to passing it. He's just used to getting it on the boards, going up, left to right, right to left, inside, outside, goal, backhand goal. That's all people did in NHL 11. All right? So if you're looking for a team that wants to play defense, if you're looking for a team that wants to be positionally sound, if you're looking for a team that wants to work together to be the best in the world, then this is the team you're looking for. If you think you're good because you know how to deke, guess what? Against a good team, you won't be able to deke. It's as simple as that, all right? Take the best deker in the world. I don't care. Take the best deker in NHL 12 right now. Put him up against me and Domsky on defense and have 10 rushes. He may get by us once or twice, okay? I'm not saying that I'm the best player in the world. I'm not saying that whatsoever. I'm nowhere near the best player in the world. But me and Domsky, we just don't allow ourselves to be deked. We don't come at you. We just simply get to the same speed and back up with you. It's not possible to deke us out. It's as simple as that, all right? When you're deking out players, you're deking out crappy players or computer AI, all right? I want a player who knows how to play defense, who knows how to pass it, and who knows where he is on the ice. I hate players who are just skating all over the place, looking for breakaways, looking to do everything themselves. And that was Chad. He was just all about himself, all about the deeks, all about the highlights. No passing, no teamwork, no simple plays, none of that stuff. And I'll give you guys an example about the simple plays. In the NFL, are you guys the type of player who on 4th and 2 would punt it or go for it? I'm the type of player who would punt it. You know why? Because you do the safe play. Because if you get burned going for it on 4th and 2, you're pretty much handing 7 points to the other team. And it's the same thing in hockey. If you decide to try and deke people out in the neutral zone, trying to deke 3 people out, and you turn it over, instead of just dumping it in, you are giving the other team our zone. Because me and Domsky, we can't play defense if you guys are turning it over in the neutral zone. The camera angle switches, and we can't get up to speed. As I said before, we don't let players deke us out because we get up to speed and we back up with them. But when you guys turn it over in the neutral zone, that's when they can deke us out because we're skating forward, and then all of a sudden they're skating back at us. We have to compensate. It's very weird, all right? So if you're that kind of player who loves to deke, don't even try out for our team. I'm telling you that right now. I will be able to tell if you're going to be able to fit in our team or if you're not going to be able to fit in for our team. Now, I've been ranting for a while now. I got to wrap this up. That was pretty much the whole thing about our Gongshow team. It just fell apart because of immaturity, not being able to look at yourself and be able to say, hey, this is what I'm doing right, this is what I'm doing wrong, I'm going to fix what I'm doing wrong, and we're going to be a better team. We couldn't do that. So I'm kind of glad that my hand was forced, and I'm looking for a bunch of players who are willing to play hockey. Okay? Hockey, not video game arcade hockey. Real hockey. All right, boys? So for Johnny Superbman and the Great Domsky, looking forward to the scouting video. It's coming soon. Stay tuned.